What is up, everybody? Yo, how's everybody doing, bro? I haven't been live in can everybody hear me? Just want to make sure everybody can. I just want to make sure everybody can hear me out. Everybody's here. Yo, what's up, everybody? Can everybody hear me? Just want to make sure everybody can actually. Oh, I think, you know what? Off. Oh, yeah, we're good. Just want to make sure that there's no, because if I monetize it, there's gonna be a bunch of delays and stuff, people coming in. Yo, what up, everybody? I feel like it's been a couple of weeks since I went live, bro. Couple of weeks, man. I feel like it's been audio is per. Oh, nice, cool. Just want to make sure can't hear you. Can't hear you. Oh man, can you guys hear me? Just want to make sure everybody can hear me before we start. We start rolling out everything, man. Just want to make sure. Loud and clear. Cool. Yeah, man, it's been a couple of weeks. I think it's been like a week or two since I last went live. And I mean, I've had really busy weekends with a lot of family stuff recently. So, I just wanted to, I know it's been a while. So I kind of wanted to come live and see what's going on and stuff, just happy to be back. Whoa, DKNG did not do what I thought it was going to do. But, yeah, man, let's get started. Everybody put whatever you guys want me to look at, man, all your tickers, whatever. If you guys are on here, if you guys can give me a couple of likes, that'd be fantastic. It definitely helps to push out definitely helps out the channel, definitely helps out to push the videos out to new people and stuff or whatever. So, thank you, everybody, for joining. And let's get started because there's plenty of people here. So, I wanted to, start off with, I think the first one that got requested was DKNG. Unfortunately, it did not play out how I thought it was going to play out. I actually thought we were going to, run to the high side unless, DKNG had some bad news. That it had a reversal or what happened to DKNG. Started from back here. So went up higher. So DKNG, I haven't seen this ticker in a while. I guess I thought it was gonna bounce from. Oh, you know what? I thought it was going to bounce because it looked like we were going to close a bullish on the daily, and I guess we didn't. I guess we had another major sell-off. But I mean, DKNG, unfortunately, it does look like we're gonna be selling off a little bit longer. My previous forecast did not hit. I actually thought it was going to hit what is it, $73? So that didn't happen. It definitely looks like DKNG is going to keep running down. I mean, it broke support. You have this huge candle to the downside closing on the weekly, right? We close on the weekly. Look at all this room. We have so much room to run to the downside on the Stoke, right? Before you have any, so you have first support right here, and then you have second support on the Stoke. Man, I hate that little. You have second support right there. So, you have to keep an eye out for these two pieces of support right here on the 38 and 16 level on the stochastic. But we definitely broke to the low side of DKNG on the weekly. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure you're gonna do this. Pretty sure you're gonna go down to, to $47. After that, I don't know what's gonna happen. But as of right now, I'm like 99% sure you're going to see DKNG run to the downside, especially after you closed a bear week this past week. I mean, the daily looks like you might see a jump to the upside. So on the daily, you might see a run back to 53. But I think ultimately we're going to go back to $47. That's what it looks like, at least for DKNG. I think that's what's going to happen. I think DKNG, you're going to see a big run to the low side. You have that big break of support. So I think we're going to keep going lower. So whoever asked for DKNG, I hope that helps you out, man. AMC's going down. I think I bought one put last week to play the low side because we closed the bear week. And you guys know, as long as we close a week bear or whatever, I'm playing it just in case, right? Regardless of what ticker it is. You do have a gap. You do have a gap at what? $43 or so? and you actually had a bullish close on the daily. So I mean, maybe you can see something like this before going back down, right? So you might be able to see a close of the gap before we actually trail to the low side. But you know, the 4 hour is weakening. So like I said, at max, I see a retest of the gap to close, or on Monday, we just kind of do this. But ultimately, I'm bearish on AMC. You know, we had the weekly close bearish, right? Weekly close bearish. We're on support on the Stoke. You know, I say we're still going down to 30 bucks. So AMC, I don't need to take too much time on it, but I think AMC is dropping to $30. I think it's a pretty clear sign for me, at least, right? But you guys already know that I'm generally always wrong on AMC, so so there's no point in really listening to me. Oh, I guess quick plug on my Patreon in case you guys want to join at, you know, when I hit 100 Patreon members, we're currently at 96. When we hit 100 Patreon members, I will be teaching someone how to trade one-on-one. You guys have me for like 2-3 hours, doesn't matter, I don't care. But at the 100 Patreon mark, I'm teaching somebody how to trade one-on-one. Let's look at EAR though. EAR looks, I've never heard of EAR before. Is it like here? I know here is the oh wow, that's a horrible looking ticker. What is this? I've never seen this before. They just IPO'd too. When? October last year? Yeah, it's just, you know what? Give me like 10 seconds because I'm gonna take a bite out of. I'm actually eating tacos right now, so give me like 10 seconds. Oh man, that's good. That's really good. Oh man, just had a big bite of one of my carne asada tacos, so pretty happy right now. EAR, what does EAR look like? EAR, probably a continuation down to $3 and like what, 50 cents or so, and that's just on the fib. I mean, you don't really have any support. You don't have any resistance. You got all signs are pointing to, you know, I mean, EAR, I wouldn't play this at all. You don't really have much support or resistance anywhere. You have there, then you have more support here, possibly more resistance there. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't. There's not too much going on with EAR, especially right now. I mean, where does this hit on the? Let's see. Yeah, I mean, from where it started to now, you're about to hit the 1.618. I mean, I don't know about a reversal. What does the day look like? I mean, the last time you created a bullish cycle, I mean, you all you did was really trade sideways in this range. So, I mean, I don't know what's going on with this ticker. This ticker doesn't look all that. You have look at that massive gap though. I did not see that massive gap. Hold on, let me actually put this because this is where the actual fib would be. This is probably major daily support right there, but let me delete the fib because I don't need that anymore. I just wanted to see where the major resistance was. Yeah, look at that major gap. I think it's gonna get filled eventually. I'm not saying now, but eventually this has to get filled, right? You know, I think you see a bounce like this. I think you either trade sideways, maybe like this. I don't know, between here, something like this, or you can possibly just do something like that. Go back and close that gap, possibly keep running higher to previous resistance. You know, this is major support on a major Fibonacci level. So I'm not gonna say that you can heavily drop from here, but keep in mind that you have this heavy gap. From what, $8 to $20? I mean, so far right now, I would be more bearish though, because you have just a strong continuation of what's going on here. So really, there's only two things that can happen. You either trade sideways. Watch, I'll show you guys. This seems like an easy continuation of pattern. You either trade sideways and then dump again like that, or you come back and close that gap. So these are the only two scenarios that I can see. I'll delete this because I don't know why my computer is running slow. Oh, that's probably what it was. But yeah, I mean, I really only see two scenarios playing out. I mean, what is this? You either drop, have a continuation of what happened back here. Because, I mean, look at that. That's all you have. Consolidation, drop, consolidation, drop, consolidation. There's only two things that can happen. You either come back on this bullish trigger after you keep going lower, you trade sideways and then jump up, or you trade sideways and you dump. There's no other two things that unless Ergo, whatever this ticker is, has like a really good solid news, you're gonna see this dump. You're gonna see this dump super hard to the low side. Ergo does not. I mean, I wouldn't touch it. I would not touch it. Marcos, oh Marcos, dude, what's up, bro? I gotta give a. I love Marcos, man. Marcos has been a supporter or been following the channel since day one, man. I love Marcos, man, and I just had a quick chat with Marcos before the live started. So, dude, I'm gonna put those $5 to good use, bro. Thank you. Just don't, I think Marcos is still on here, but I told him something in confidence that I hope he doesn't really reveal to anybody else. It's not, it's very confidential. Maybe something that I'll release maybe something that I will release in the future to everybody else, but it's what I gave to Marcos is an absolute game changer, and it's something that I've been holding a secret for a very long time. So I wouldn't tell anybody but him, or and then there's still a lot of back testing that has to be done, but I gave Marcos something that can help him out a lot. So let's look at let me come back up here to look at all the other ones. Neo, all right, let's look at Neo because I haven't seen Neo in a long time. If you guys are new to if you guys just got started, what am I talking about, dude? If you guys just came on to the channel, drop your tickers on the chat, and I think I can get to them today. I'm gonna try to stay here for at least like an hour, maybe an hour and a half, to kind of get to everybody's like tickers and stuff. To just to see how much time I actually got going on. But previous forecast on Neo, it looks like it kind of hit. I mean, evidently, I did say that we were gonna go back to $35, which we did. A couple of days late, like maybe a week or two late, but we went back to $35. That's what it looked like. I'm not even surprised that Neo's back at $35, especially with all the crazy news that happened with Neo and China and all that good stuff. Neo looks like it's gonna keep a continuation to the low side. To be honest, I think it actually does have a gap somewhere. Here we go. So it has a major gap right here from what? Major gap from $22 to $23, so maybe like a % gap when it actually got created. So keep that in mind that I don't want to go all the way back, but it does have a gap. So forecast, I'll consider it hit while a little bit late, or sorry, a little bit early. It did eventually hit this, but I would say I'm still pretty bearish on Neo. It does not want to look at this because we created that bear trigger back on July 12th after closing that week. So you've been dropping ever since July, consistently dropping, consistently making gaps. So, eventually I do see it filling these gaps, but I think for now, I think we're going to continue downwards. So again, this might be a little late. So I might say that it's going to go down to here and you might not see it go down for another while. But again, I think ultimately Neo's going to drop to $32. I think that's going to be the next trading range for you guys. I don't need to do too much TA on Neo. I think it's going to go down. You have the 50 MA under the 200 on the 4-hour. You're about to break on the bear side. Keep in mind, every single bear break has been a nice solid continuation of the low side. So, I think, we're on support. I think we're going to go down. On the daily, you did close bullish, but what happened, right? You're not seeing any movement to the upside. It's generally down and sideways. So, yeah, weekly, bearish, monthly, huge bear. So, I got to say that, Neo, I would be perfectly fine shorting Neo if I was shorting it. I wouldn't, I'd be pretty confident that it's going down to 32 bucks. I don't think that it's gonna go any higher than that pretty soon. I think it's gonna keep dropping. Oh, super chat to Camila Medina. What's up? Hey brother, love your videos. Can you do Link? Link. Oh, dude, Link has actually been pretty solid. I actually sold out of all my Link. Um, I sold out of all my Link when a couple Link USD. Here we go. So I sold out of Link. I think a couple of weeks ago, or like 2 weeks ago on Link. Pretty sure I sold Link somewhere here. But I actually just bought in. Because I like this trading range between 21 and 24. I actually just bought Link yesterday. I think at like $22 or so. I think that's when I bought Link. A couple of days ago. And I bought it at like 22 bucks. So definitely bought in for Link. Still bearish though. I mean, it can definitely bounce off the 50 MA right here. But again, for Link and for crypto in general, I'm still looking generally for the weekly to give me another bullish close. So when you get this little red bubble created somewhere right here, I'll go even heavier on all my crypto positions, and I'll let you guys all know. But I mean, look at the Stoke. You have generally support right here at 35, but you can definitely keep dropping all the way down to here. There's too much movement down that can still happen on the weekly. So as of right now, until the reverse MACD tells me otherwise, I'm still generally pretty bearish on all crypto. Keep in mind, the same pattern looks like it's going to be playing out. What happened last time? You had a major drop on Link back to 15 bucks. You recovered, and then you still went back down to $15. So I expect another drop to $21 or so in the coming weeks. That's just what my expectations are right now for all of Link, for Link, and for generally all of crypto. So do not be surprised if Link keeps dropping back to its previous lows of something like back here where it actually wicked out, right? So where did it wick? 20 bucks? Oh no, the original wick. Yeah, the original wick was $20. Well, actually, what am I looking at? Major wick. So threw a wick down here at 20 bucks. So yeah, 20 bucks. Let me check the wick. 20 bucks. Threw the wick down. Yeah, so don't be surprised if you see Link trading between kind of this range for a little bit. I don't know if it's gonna actually, what is it called? I don't know if it's actually gonna drop here. The weekly and the monthly are still bearish. I am bearish on Link down to retesting like 20 bucks or so. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. So for Link, I honestly think that, anything between, here, I'll show you guys. I'll give you guys a better example. I think Link is a really good pickup from here all the way to here. I think Link is a very good price pickup in this general range of $13 and 24 bucks. Keep in mind that if you buy at 13, 24, that's 100% gain, right? That's a big difference. But all-time highs of Link are what? All-time highs of Link are $52. So if you buy at 13 or even at the highest amount of $24, maybe 25 bucks, if it runs back to all-time highs, which I think it will, especially after its recent collaboration with ADA, right, with Cardano, you're still looking at a full 100% gain back at to all-time highs. And I think Link is definitely in my top 3 all-time cryptos because Link right now is positioned extremely well to be the main crypto for e-commerce. If there's gonna be one crypto that you have Walmart or Amazon or Target or Best Buy pick up, generally it's gonna be Link because of its Oracle system. So I'm picking up Link constantly. I think Link is a great project, and I think it's undervalued at $50. I'll tell you guys right now. I think Chainlink is easily going to be in the future in the top 3, if not top 5, cryptos. I just think I think their Oracle software and then the recent partnership with ADA is definitely going to be a very big, it's going to give them a very solid position in the future for the overall crypto market. But yeah, still bearish on Link going down to $20. I wouldn't be surprised if you see Link down here at like $20 in the next couple of weeks. So still bearish 100%. But you know, I like Link overall. So I'm buying that. I don't really care what the price is. PSEC, Tesla. Yeah, man, Tesla. I think I did the last time I did I actually I'm in Tesla right now. I'm doing a swing on Tesla. My take profit is $800. So yeah, my take profit right now is 800. So the last time that I actually did, you know, last time was what? August. So late August. Late August, I did my last TA on Tesla, and I am super bullish right now to like $551 on. Wait, where am I? Like at $1,200, I think. I think this forecast right here is for the monthly, but I think shorter term, it looks like my most recent TA played out, came back retested on the wick, jumped back up, crossing over resistance, and I think we're headed to $800. So yeah, it looks like my forecast is playing out almost perfectly. So yeah, Tesla up. I don't need to do too much TA on Tesla. I think Tesla's going to that. I think Tesla's going to hit $800 within the next, I don't know, couple of weeks maybe, you know. So not bad. Year AMC Tilray, man. I'm still in Tilray, unfortunately. I thought Tilray was actually gonna recover by now. It's not, and I'm still stuck in. I think like a 5K, 10K position. I don't remember what I even have in Tilray. But Tilray right now, it's looking like it's gonna drop even further to $10. Unfortunately. So unless there's any big news on Tilray, all signs right now point to a 1049. 1050, you know, don't be surprised if you see a $10.50 Tilray in the next couple of weeks. I don't need to do TA on Tilray. It's gonna go down. I'm basically, you know, I'm telling you guys right now. I think Tilray is gonna look. Last forecast I had was that it's gonna run on the weekly to 2141. Didn't happen. So all signs right now are pointing to $10.50. Tilray, not surprised if it keeps dropping, unfortunately. And I'm in that position. I have a big position in Tilray, and I think I bought Tilray at like $20, so I'm down 50%. So, F my life, right? Let's look at Fubo. Fubo. Oh yeah, quick plug. My what is it called? Patreon. If you guys want to join, it's right here. I give away a lot of golden nuggets on my Patreon if anybody's interested, but you know, I don't like talking about it too much because I always feel like I'm selling something. And you know, if you guys want to support the channel, fantastic. You know, if you guys don't want to, that's perfectly fine. Just a quick like on the live on the videos definitely helps out a lot. So, you know, I'm definitely just happy that people are on the live, constantly watching. You know, so I'm cool with that. Fubo does not look good right now. I'll tell you guys that right now. My bias right now on Fubo is down. Looks like you're still in a monthly bear cycle. So monthly bear cycle for the month. You just closed the bear week on Fubo. Daily, not really anything happening on the daily. Yeah, it's going down. Fubo, don't need much TA. I say there's like a 90% chance that you're going to see Fubo at $23 again in the next couple of weeks. I mean, look at that. Daily close, bullish, still trailing down back to like relative support, right? So I think it's going to break this, go down to the low side. I doubt that it runs high right now. Yeah, even the 4 hour. 4 hour looks like it's going to dump. So, you know, I would not be surprised to see another major dump like what happened back here. So what is this? Oh wait, I don't need, sorry, that's my long positions. So what is that? From what? $27 drop to $2.20 drop? A $2.20 drop in what? One day? One day. I mean, we'll do it over here because I don't care, but in $2.20 drop. Yeah, so we'll just do that. Don't look at the time, right? That doesn't matter. I just wanted to extend it so it was pretty clear that everybody can see what can happen. Yeah, so it looks like we're gonna see another pretty similar pattern to this, especially on the 4-hour. Look at that. You've had consistent drops on the 4-hour every single time. Drop, drop, drop. Expect another $2.20 drop back close to what, like another $23 and maybe 30 cents, 50 cent. Fubo? Yeah, Fubo's going down. So just keep that in mind. I think Fubo's going to keep dropping to the low side. SoFi, I haven't seen SoFi in a while. What? Hey, give me like. Oh, SoFi's hitting resistance right now. It looks like it might close bearish. Give me like 10 seconds. I'm going to take another bite of my taco. So give me a little bit of time. I'm still here, not going anywhere. Just, I'm like, I haven't eaten all day. So give me like 10 seconds. Mmm. Yeah, that's good. Close the gap. Smaller gap though. What is that, like? Maybe like half a cent gap? Sorry, half a percent gap. Not too big of a gap. What does a weekly look like? Weekly looks looks bullish. Broke trend. Let me get rid of this so we can have a clearer, more even chart. Clear. Yeah, I mean I can definitely see it running higher. SoFi can definitely run to trend. Break that, hit trend. Probably come back down, close that gap. Maybe. What does a 4-hour look like? 4-hour. So you know what? Keep an eye on SoFi. There's a chance that you might stay on resistance and come back down. But the higher time frame charts are bullish. So, I would be more surprised if you see it dump instead of running to trend. So, if anything, I can see it just completely pop up here, come back down and retest, and go back up, and then come back down. So I'll do something like this, maybe. I think short term though, I am bearish on SoFi. I think the chances of it hitting trend again are pretty high. So I would not be surprised to see SoFi either bounce and then pop, or just pop on Monday or sometime this week at least. So SoFi definitely short term bullish. I think it's a really good. I think SoFi to the high side is really there's a really good chance of that happening. CLF, I mean immediately. What are we looking at? Gap. What does a bigger time frame look like? Monthly definitely looks bearish. You just closed the bear month back in August. Continuation of a drop. So I mean, what can you actually drop down to? Maybe like a 0.5? I mean, I can maybe see it drop down to $14. That's like on a major guess, but let's see. I have to do like a full. I gotta do like a full actual analysis on this just because I've never looked at this chart. CLF. Right there probably. Some support right there. Probably right there. Yeah, I think that's pretty solid for right now on the weekly. Created a gap. So weekly is still bearish. Monthly is bearish. There's no reason for me to think that it's going to be anything else. So yeah, I think for right now, you have the 50 MA running to the low side, but I think you can see something either like this or close the gap, come back down, whoops, or close the gap, run up, and then come back down. I think ultimately I'm bearish on CLF, but if you're swinging this or anything, Um, I can definitely see it doing one of these three scenarios. So I'm giving you guys three scenarios right now. You either do not go back up, come back down, $18, close the gap, come back down, retouch resistance, as because it's obviously going to be its support. You're going to retest as resistance and then come back down. So three scenarios that I'm giving you guys right there. You guys can screenshot this or whatever. We'll come back to it later, but CLF overall, I am pretty bearish on this. I'd say there's a pretty solid chance of either of these happening. So if I was gonna play this, you guys know that I'm not really risky at all. So I would only play this if we actually see it retouch 22.95. I'd probably short this, maybe. Yeah, I'd probably come back if it actually hits 22.92, 22. This what? 22.94, whatever this resistance is. I would only play it here. But I think ultimately I'm bearish. I think it's going to come back down. I mean, look at the weekly. Consistently strong bear candles getting created on the reverse MACD. You have a long way to go down on the Stoke, right? I mean, you have support right here, but it looks like it's not going to happen, so you're going to keep running down. And the monthly still looks pretty bearish. You actually just closed bear August, and you have a bigger candle on September, and it's going to close bearish. So do not be surprised if you see an $18 CLF. I think I think there's like a 99% chance that happens. I think CLF is going down. What is that? Camber Energy? Man, I feel like I'm really taking I'm taking these down, man. I'm actually going by these pretty quick. Camber Energy. CEI, Camber Energy. Oh, you know what? This is unfortunately, I don't recommend anybody play these kinds of charts because, I don't like these charts, man. I don't like when people play these kinds of, like, what are these? Like, I mean, come on. Like, you guys, I mean, this is not to belittle anyone or to be mean and stuff, but come on. You guys know better than to play these charts. Look at that. Come on, you have this massive drop from what? Look at that. I don't even think I'm going to do TA on this. Just don't be in charts like this. My recommendation is when you're going to be looking at actual charts, stay away from charts like this. Look at that. I don't know what this is, but look at that. I'm not gonna, I don't even think I'm gonna do TA on this. There's no way that it recovers back up to here, right? It's gonna stay in this range. I don't know what to tell you guys. Let me see if I can do anything like this. So it's been trading between 4 cents. So penny stocks, I never recommend anybody trade penny stocks. I don't like penny stocks. I don't think they're worth it. They're not worth the risk. These are definitely okay with like other things, but this is not something that I would recommend at all, right? Like penny stocks it's not something that I recommend at all. I would short this. I don't even need to do too much TA on this. If anything, at most, maybe see it down here, up here, but I think ultimately you're gonna see something like that. I wouldn't trade this at all. Never. I would never trade this. I would never even look at this chart, but I can easily see something like this happening. It's all naked TA. I don't even need to really look at this. I think it's gonna come back down. I can definitely see it hitting trend at 253 and then drop again, maybe somewhere to like 150. But don't play these charts. Don't play these charts that are consistently going down. I never recommend charts like that. I think they're I think they're horrible, and you shouldn't waste your time. Look for charts that are consistently running to the upside, right? Look for good charts. Look for good, solid charts. So Moderna, I'm not gonna do TA on this. I already have a TP, I guess, of 587. So, take that as you may. I think eventually it's gonna run to 587. You had a bear week close back on August 16th, but it's really been trading up. So yeah, I'm not gonna argue with past Tony. So Moderna, if you're still watching, I think it's going to 584 eventually. So, I don't have I don't have a big time span on that, but we'll see. Someone else gave a Moderna. Oh, so Ali, I hope that helped you out, man. Moderna, I think it's gonna go up. I wouldn't look at day trading it. I would just buy Moderna and wait till that TP hits. Honestly, Moderna's a solid play. I think Moderna's pretty good. Nvidia also. I mean, I don't really like doing what is it called? I don't really like doing TA for like Moderna, for like Nvidia, Microsoft, Apple. Generally, my direction is up. You did have that breakout to the upside, but what happened? So the breakout strategy right here is solid, but it didn't even hit first TP. So another what is it called? Another instance of the breakout strategy not working. Again, keep in mind that the breakout strategy is fantastic, but it's not going to work 10 out of 10. You are going to see, even on tickers like NVIDIA, not play out. So let me see, remove drawings. I generally always like NVIDIA. I think NVIDIA is one of the best companies in the world. I can wholeheartedly say that. I think NVIDIA is amazing. I think they're doing amazing things. I would not bet against NVIDIA at all. I'm super pro NVIDIA for like the rest of them. I think, like I said, I think they're one of the best companies in the world. I would not bet against them. And I generally I think NVIDIA is just a solid buy all the time, unless they have some weird scandal. I think they might just trade sideways. It looks like we're about to close bearish for the month, so don't be surprised if it just kind of trades sideways for a little bit. If I had to take a quick guess, that's what I think is going to happen. Where's my brush? So, don't be surprised if it just does this for a while, and then pushes up to the high side. I think that's more than possible. I'm not gonna do too much TA because I like NVIDIA. I think for the most part it's gonna be pretty solid. But yeah, the monthly's gonna do bearish. What happened last time? You triggered bear, sideways. Bear, you dropped, but it was because of the pandemic. You hit a bear, only 1 month, dropped a little bit, sideways, up, consolidated up. I'd say at most, you see NVIDIA drop to maybe like right here, this price range, and then either, just trade between this, like that, somewhere like this, maybe like that, I don't know, something like this, maybe, before running to the upside. NVIDIA generally up. I think it's going to start trading sideways, though. So I think it's going to be in a really spot of accumulation, unless you have the SPY completely dump. Then expect NVIDIA to go back something to maybe a 130 or so. But, I can definitely see NVIDIA doing something like this for the next couple of months, maybe couple of months, half a year. But yeah, NVIDIA is solid. I think NVIDIA is always solid, though. I think NVIDIA is doing pretty great. Oh, give me another 10 seconds. I'm gonna take another bite of my taco. Give me a second, guys. God. Man, these tacos are so good. Ethereum Classic. Where are we at with this chart? Probably sideways. I mean, it's not. I mean, it did it already had its initial dump, right? And it already retested lows because it had its dump, and it's actually lower. So, probably sideways. I don't know, something like this, something like that, maybe. Keep in mind though, the month is barely going to close bearish this month. Keep that in mind. What happened? What's happened before though? So, monthly close, sideways, monthly close, 1 month, monthly close, 1 month, monthly close, 1 month, monthly close, 1 month, monthly close, big drop, monthly close, drop-ish, monthly close. I mean, it's gonna move with Ethereum. It's gonna move with Ethereum and Bitcoin. So, yeah, I mean, Ethereum is gonna stay where it's at unless you actually have some crazy move on Bitcoin and Ethereum. I'm still bearish on Bitcoin, still bearish on Ethereum. You're gonna close a stronger bear candle on the reverse MACD in an hour and 15 minutes. So, don't be surprised if you see Bitcoin drop all over again. See, right now it's at 43,852. It's probably going to come up and come back down. I'm still bearish on Bitcoin, still bearish on Ethereum. And keep in mind, I told you guys that we were going to see another drop up here. What did I just do? Oops, undo. You know, keep in mind, I mean, look, go back to all my YouTube videos on crypto. How long was I telling you guys? I mean, how long was I saying we're going to see a big drop like this because the weekly is going to close? We actually saw the drop earlier. So we didn't actually have time to short it, right? Well, I actually did short it. I shorted it here, and I took it down to like 40 for like 40K. But, you know, I thought we were actually going to go to 55K. I thought we were actually going to go somewhere here and then dump. We actually started dropping, I think, a couple of days before the initial dump to the low side. So I missed out on maybe like a $5,000 short extra. But you guys already know that I bought shorts immediately like around this area. So at like 47K, I was shorting Bitcoin immediately to here. So what I think is going to happen, because you had that initial dump and then again another wick, I think it's probably going to trade sideways. I think there's a very strong chance that Bitcoin actually drops to 36K. I'll be completely honest with you guys. I think Bitcoin, I'm bearish on crypto right now, and you guys know that. You guys know that because I already sold like a third of my portfolio. I think I sold like a third like 2 weeks ago. I think right here. As soon as I started shorting, I sold everything around here, this mark, on Bitcoin. But I sold a third of my portfolio, which ended up being closer to 20, 30K, like $30,000. And I'm only gonna be buying back into crypto heavy when you actually see this one again. You guys see how we have a bull trigger right here? What happened? Bull trigger, consolidation, slight drop, and then a huge move to the upside. But guess what? Stochastic was already at clear bottom, so it was a pretty good buy-in. But the only thing that I tell you guys is keep in mind, right? You have all this movement down for Bitcoin, all this movement that you can still see, right? So you can either actually come from here, keep dropping to like here, and then recover, or you just keep dropping to the low side on the Stoch. Because, I mean, look at that. Look where we are, right? You don't have previous support until right here, until the Stoch at 47. So you have support right here. You have support at 29, but don't be surprised if you drop all the way down to like an 11.6 on the stochastic. Which is why I still think that you have a heavy chance of still dropping. And I'm not buying into crypto until we actually see a bull trigger on the weekly. So for the most part, I'm pretty bearish on like 90% of crypto right now, just to be honest. MG deserves it. He's a kind person. Yeah, MG. I mean, Marcos. He's been super supportive, man. Marcos is great, dude. He's been super cool since the beginning. Baba, I'm bearish to 130. I'm not gonna do TA on that. I think Baba's going down to 130. Pinterest. I'll do Pinterest. I haven't seen Pinterest in a while. Pinterest. Down. Oh, nice. I guess it hit. See? Scenario 1, close gap, come back down. Scenario 2, straight down, which we did. Almost. Well, we kind of like, you know, I guess we did it over here somewhere. On the weekly? Did we do the weekly? Oh, yeah, I guess the weekly. Come here, we test, come back down, or just come straight? Yeah, we just came straight down, really. So I guess on Pinterest, I'm still bearish on Pinterest. You know, we can get rid of these because my forecast already hit on Pinterest. See, it was one of my forecasts straight down. So we'll just redo it. But for the most part, I'm not gonna argue with past me. So down, I think. See, close on the bullish side. All you're seeing is just sideways movement. So you know, I think we go down. I think you keep going down. There's no reason for me to think that Pinterest is gonna recover. I would only buy Pinterest when you see a bullish month get created, which is probably going to happen maybe November, December, maybe at the end of the year after it hits these lows of 44, then you can see a run back to close this gap probably. As of now, I'm pretty bearish on Pinterest. I don't think I'm bullish at all. See, you even have a mini trend kind of going down here. So you still have a mini trend right here. Mini trend on the low side. Look at that. Mini trend. mini trend. So, I see it I still see it maybe either going sideways like this or just coming down. So you still have a mini trend on Pinterest on the high side right here on the daily. So yeah, still down. Pinterest still going down. I think next stop for Pinterest is gonna be $44. So Pinterest still going down. How are you guys, by the way? I haven't asked you guys how are you guys? I hope you guys are all having a really good weekend. How important? So Robert Taylor, how important is TA for stocks heavily tied to crypto like BITF and HUT? TA is not really too important. I would not do any TA on BITF or HUT. Let's look at HUT. Actually, let's look at BITF because it's a position that I think my position in BITF is like 30K right now. So far, so good. Rebounded a little bit. Maybe go back up to 484, but it's weakening on the daily, so we'll see. Where does the weekly go? Weekly, still bearish on the low side. Monthly, still bearish. Yeah, still bearish. So, I will be, I'll tell you guys this. Usually when you have stocks or tickers that are heavily related to crypto, are more than likely Bitcoin, because most of these are going to be Bitcoin miners, right? TA does not matter. I'd say TA matters maybe like the only TA that matters on cryptos like BITF, Mara, Riot, MSTR, HUT, whatever. The only thing that actually matters is support and resistance, which gives you guys a really good idea of where to actually pick something up. So again, even on HUT, HUT I was pretty bullish, but you had that dump on Bitcoin, which is why you have this drop right here, right? So that's why my forecast didn't hit, because you actually had that initial drop. I was basing this off of HUT itself and not Bitcoin. So keep in mind, generally TA on HUT or Riot or whatever, anything related to crypto from the stock market, you can't rely on TA solely on these tickers. It's not going to work. You have to rely on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin starts going up, these are going to start going up. The only thing that's reliable on HUT, BITF, etc., is what your actual what your support and resistance are, because it gives you a really good indication of where you should be buying, right? So right now you have resistance, support. The only areas you should be buying right now for HUT, for example, is is this resistance right here, or that support, right here. You should only be buying right here. You should only be buying right here. You should only be buying right here. These areas are your only areas of purchasing. If we close under here, there's a strong chance that more than likely HUT is going to drop all the way to 666, right? And that's where you should have your buy limits. You should only have your buy limits at support. You should not be buying it here. There's a reason you have your support and resistance, and there's a really good chance that more than likely it's going to keep dropping right here. So even look at that on the weekly, you barely closed the bear week on HUT. Last time you were at these levels, how far did you drop? You went from here all the way down to $5. You dropped $5.78, right? So if you see a similar drop like that, 77 days, $5.78, that's an insane drop. Right there, right? And it's pretty close to relative to the lows of what happened last time. Or what you can do also, take the low, run it up high, and you can set up either your positions at the 5 or the 6. So again, buying generally around this area, this might be the low, right? We don't know, but just using your fibs, because it can give you a really good idea of where you should be buying. Generally stocks that are related to crypto. So TA, no, it doesn't really matter, because Bitcoin is what's moving this. This does not move by itself. It has 100% correlation to the crypto market, and even a step further, it has 100% correlation to Bitcoin, especially BTC miners that are closely related, like HUT, BATF, Riot, Mara, MSTR, whatever, right? SOS, I think. So these are all going to be heavily related. So to Bitcoin. So whatever your signals tell you to buy in Bitcoin is when you should buying all of these. You should be throwing, that's when you should be buying. But generally, it should be only on support and resistance where you buy, or when you short, whatever. But Robert, I hope that answered your question. But yeah, TA doesn't really matter on stocks that are related to crypto like that. Just leave it mostly up to what is it called? Leave it mostly up to BTC. And I think that's gonna be your better bet if you just have it out. If you base your buys whatever on crypto TA and not necessarily on what's it called, on blah 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 on the actual like crypto stock whatever. ATER. We'll do ATER since we have a couple of people asking about ATER next. ATER. What does ATER look like? ATER looks. What does the weekly looks? The weekly looks like it's kind of dying. Like it's not really. Oh, actually, you know what? The monthly looks like it's about to keep running hard. Keep in mind, last time you had a monthly close on the bull side, you ran all the way up to $48. The weekly is bullish. Close the gap, so you don't have to go. I mean, ATR looks kind of good. ATR looks like it's gonna keep running. It looks really good. Wouldn't be surprised if you see it running, right? So maybe like this. I'm gonna take a wild guess and say that it's gonna keep doing something like that. Let me see if I can find another. Maybe like that. So super wild guess on ATR. After that monthly closes bullish, I can definitely see it running to the high side a lot. Keep in mind it'll probably do something like this. Whatever. Something like that. We gotta move this to this side. But yeah, ATR looks good. ATR looks really good actually. Probably on support right there, maybe on resistance. But yeah, I mean, I would base this move solely on the monthly. You have a weekend bear month, you might fully close bullish on October 1st. Weekly looks still pretty okay. Well, I mean, it looks decent, but I wouldn't be surprised if you see this on ATER for the next couple months. I think ATR looks solid. You have that gap close back here, so yeah. Super wild guess, by the way. I'm not saying this is gonna hit, but if I had to take a wild guess, I say ATR does this. So, wouldn't necessarily be a bad move to be long ATR right now. I think ATR is looking like it's gonna have a solid reversal in the next couple of months. So hopefully that helps you guys out. Thanks for the great TA. I have a Tesla call. Do you think it's a hold for DA rest of the week? That depends when it expires. Jarrett, if you're still on, when does it expire? When does Tesla expire? Your Tesla call. Well, let me answer Marcos's question. So Marcos asks, now you got my attention on something. So when you have a bullish close on the weekly and the stock is still moving down or consolidating, what does it tell you? So when you have a bullish close on the weekly and all you're really seeing is a sideways movement and down, let me see. What can I find a good ticker to talk about this? Let's go with Bitcoin. I think this is how I shorted last time. So let me see a good example of this. So I don't think that's a good example. Tesla, maybe? The easiest way that I can explain it is, what can I do? Still respecting it. So let me see if I can get a blank. Let me see. I'll get a blank space, right? So let's take what Marco's asked, and let's kind of dig a little bit deeper into what he said, right? So what he's asking is, what happens when you actually close a bullish week, right? Let's mark them down just so we can have an easier idea where they are. So, bullish week, bullish week, bullish week, bullish week, right? So what happens if on the weekly, or let's assume this is the weekly, right? We're on the 4-hour, but let's assume this is the weekly. What happens if you close a bullish week right here, right? And all you're doing is, when you close a bullish week, you expect price to go like this, to go up, generally. That's what you expect it to do. Let me change this to this because I want to make sure that it's done right. What you expect price to do, generally, is keep moving to the high side, right? That's what you want price to do after you close a bullish week. Let me get an arrow because it's easier, right? So when you close something like this, you expect price to go like that, to move high, right? That's what you want it to do. That's what you expect it to do. That's what you forecast on. Better, there we go. If that happens, then great, it works out perfectly. But if you have a bullish close and all you're doing is trading sideways, like this. Oh, actually, let me move this a little bit to the side, right? So if you have a bullish close, right? Move this down so you guys can see it better. So if you have a bullish close on the weekly and all you do is consolidate sideways, then my next expectation of this stock is that it's going to drop. That's usually what happens when something like that is consolidating sideways. If you have it trading sideways like this, you have a bull week close and all you're doing is either trading sideways or you start trading down like this. Let me see, like that. Then when you actually have a bear week, you can expect it to go like this, right? That's what I'm expecting, and that's when I would short something. So this is something that I'm going to release. If you're part of the Patreon, I'm going to go over all of this and how I generally do my swing trades or shorter term swing trades. But that's what you can expect, right? For example, here you have a bearish close on the weekly, and you expect generally the price to go down, right? As soon as you have that close, you expect price to go down. But if that doesn't happen and all you're doing really is trading sideways or you're trading up like that, the next time that it actually creates a bullish week or it closes a bullish week, so we'll stop it right here because that's actually where we're supposed to stop, and then actually closes a bull week, the next time it actually happens, you can expect another real big rise to the upside. Like that. And I hope that explains it a little bit because that's how you can know that there's not really a lot of bear momentum after that close. So remember, bear week, if it doesn't come down, it's trading sideways or up. When it actually closes a bull week, you can expect a very heavy run to the upside. Same thing when you close a bullish week. If all you're seeing is sideways trading or down, the next time you close a bear week, expect a big gap and expect a big price drop. That's generally how I short-term swing trade. That's usually what I do. And there's more that comes with it, whether you're above, like right above, right below, resistance or support. But yes, Marcos, whenever you have a bullish week close and all you're doing is trading sideways or down, the next time you actually close a bear week, expect a heavy movie to the low side. And I hope that explains it. Yeah. So you can do a little bit more R&D on your side, a little bit more research, but that's essentially what happens when you close. You can even go on the lower time frame, right? You can go on the 4-hour, you can go on the hour, whatever. It's all generally the same. You can basically expect a heavy drop to either side. If you actually have, let's say, a bull close, you expect it to go up. But if all you're doing is trading sideways or trading down, then for the most part, the next time it actually closes bear, you can expect a very heavy drop. And I hope that explains it well. Can you check on Fubo Ming? If you actually go back a couple of minutes, I actually already did a Fubo TA. So you can probably rewind back a couple of minutes on the live, and you can probably see it. TA on Phantom. What is Phantom? Is it a crypto? FTM. I've heard of FTM before. What is FTM, by the way? If you guys know what FTM is or what it does, what do you guys think is going to happen? What is generally the idea of FTM? Is it good? Is it bad? It already had a really nice run. I mean, it's already at the 5. It's already at the 5 fib. So, I mean, you might see a nice run to the upside. But what is Phantom? What do they do? What is it about? What is the crypto about? You know, it's going to close, so that's fine. We'll do this. We'll do that. Probably right there. Probably right here. Right there. Probably right there. Yeah, I don't need to make too much support and resistance because you have price all the way up here. So monthly looks bullish. Weekly bullish. You might see a sideways trading. I'm gonna guess right now that it's gonna trade sideways. Yeah. I'll take a wild, not a wild guess, but I think for the most part you're gonna see something like this maybe. That is an ugly color. I do not want green. So wild guess. You see FTM trade sideways like this for a while before, you know, running back up to the high side. Monthly is bullish. Weekly, bearish. Maybe trading sideways for a while. Daily, I say right now is a really good accumulation phase for FTM, unless you have a massive dump to the low side randomly. I say right now, anything right here is probably a really good accumulation. If you like FTM, anything here looks like it'll probably be a really good buy. So we'll do somewhere in the middle, right? What is the previous highs? That's not bad. I mean, if you buy somewhere in the middle around this range, you can expect an 83% gain if it actually hits. So yeah, quick TA on this FTM. It looks like it'll probably trade sideways looking at previous weeks. So what happened last time we dropped heavy on the weekly? You know, heavy drop on the weekly. We went from what? Lows to, you dropped 5 cents, 75% in 35 days. We'll have to run the 75% would be a big drop to here. I mean, that'd be super bearish if I do something like this. 35 days. You know, keep in mind, that's what happened last time. You dropped 75%, 35 days. I don't think it's going to drop that far. But, you know, just keep in mind. See, because look, the first time you actually had a bear trigger, you traded sideways. This was the initial dump in May. So, yeah, I mean, I don't think it'll come all the way back down to 50 cents. I think for the most part, FTM, it might just trade sideways around here. See, because, I mean, you're also going to keep in mind, you're also going to have the 50 MA. You're gonna have the 50 MA like run. Why can't I change the color? Like this. You might have the 58 do something like that. So you might see it drop to 50 MA on support at 94 cents, whatever, and then maybe see a continuous drop, like a continuous jump. You might actually see something like this, maybe. Something like that, maybe. I don't know. But either way, I think right now is a pretty solid accumulation for FTM. I would definitely be buying it. If I liked FTM, if I knew more about FTM, I'd probably keep buying FTM. If you're still in the chat, by the way, if you guys can give me a like on the live, it definitely helps out the channel. If you guys have time to just kind of, you know, press the like button. You know, I'm a creator now, so I have to start acting like one where I tell people to like my stuff. Like my stuff. If you got time, you know, it'd be pretty nice if you guys can, you know, like the channel. Always appreciate anybody liking the channel, you know. Also, if you want to learn how to do you know, support and resistance, I do have videos on my YouTube channel. It's public for everybody, so you know, if you know, definitely look at them. I think they're pretty helpful. I don't like to toot my own horn, but I do think that I'm probably in the top, not even 1%, like in the top 0.01% of people of traders who actually know how to do support and resistance. Like I said, I don't like to toot my own horn, but if I had to take a wild guess, I like to think that I'm pretty solid at support and teaching you guys, or actually doing solid support and resistance. I don't know. I like to kind of humble myself sometimes, but when I know that I'm good at something, you know, I'm like, no, I'm good, and I'm not gonna lie about it. So, um, yeah, I think Root's going down. It already broke support, created a candle. I can see it down at $5 easily. In what, the next, maybe this week? Yeah, possibly in the next week or two. I can definitely see it come down to $5. Root doesn't look good right now. I don't think Root looks good at all. Can you do a firm? Wait? Random boss. Didn't we already say that a firm was it already created a gap, right? Didn't it create a huge gap? But let's check the breakout though. I haven't actually checked for the breakout. Let me see. So you got two huge gaps that it's still got to fill. Breakout strategy. I mean, I don't think so. I don't think I would play the breakout strategy. Not yet. I'd probably play it from here to here. If you broke highs of 147, right here. Oh wait, what the heck? Sorry, wrong way. You know, if you broke highs of 147 up here, then I would play the breakout strategy. I don't think I would play it yet. Maybe on the daily. I don't really like playing it on the daily though. I don't like playing the breakout strategy on the daily. Daily looks like daily. Week. What does a weekly look like? Weekly looks like it's gonna probably come back down. I mean, I'm not touching personally. I'm not touching a firm. I think there's a solid chance that it comes back to close this gap at $96. The only way that I buy a firm is at $96. I don't think that a firm is gonna keep running to the high side. Honestly, I don't think so. I think it has to close that gap. I'm not I mean it could definitely keep running personally, but I don't think you can do the breakout on this, um, and until you actually pass 140 what 146 147, and I think a firm is gonna come back and close these gaps. So I'm not touching a firm until it comes back and closes. You know, it comes back to like 97 $96. That's when my first buy-in will come in, and then my second one will be immediately after it closes this gap at $74. But I think on a firm I'm gonna stay away. I don't think the breakout strategy is gonna work on it, man. I don't think so. Oh, I left and came back. Didn't know you already went over it. Thanks anyway. Affirm. Oh no. No, the Affirm play that I went over, that was a while ago. I didn't go over it on my live, man. Um, I just think Affirm because Affirm has such big gaps. I mean, you already know that I'm not gonna be super risky on it. So the only way that I would buy a firm is that I know, like, I'm like 99% sure that it's gonna go up, right? So I I'm not bullish completely on a firm until it closes at least the first gap, because it can definitely come back, close the gap, and then run back to relative highs. Or as soon as it closes, it's going to come back down to $74. And if I buy right now at $123, like, you know, what kind of a loss am I looking at, right? Like if I buy here and it comes all the way back down here, I'm looking at a 40% loss. And, that's not a risk that I'm willing to take on a firm. I think a firm's a great company, but I'm not touching it until the gaps get filled. Robert, you're welcome, bro. AMC, yeah, I already did AMC. I think AMC is going down. So, Jossie, you can probably go down to the beginning of the live, maybe like in the first 20 minutes or so. Kind of look around and AMC, but I think AMC is going down to $30. But I'm always generally pretty wrong on AMC, so maybe inverse me, and you'll more than likely make money, because you guys know. I gotta admit, the only one that I've been wrong all the time on is AMC. I cannot get it right for whatever reason. What was I gonna look at? CLSK. Clean Spark. What is this? Well, the chart already looks. What is the chart? So the chart already doesn't look all that good, honestly. The chart doesn't look good at all. I would not want to play this CLSK. Gonna be lower now. I'll put it up here. Gives it a nice wiggle room to the upside. Let me see. Probably there. Right there. Probably right here. Yeah, so there's pretty good wiggle room on. Yeah, pretty good. Well, whoops. I don't need that. You have a lot of wiggle room on Clean Spark. Oh, you know what? I was using the monthly. Sorry about that. Let me actually redo the support and resistance on the weekly. I only do support and resistance on the weekly. So if you guys are curious, that's really only where I do my support and resistance. So you have right there, pretty solid. No, right here, probably right there, probably right here, and again like probably right there. So just a nice kind of general area of where things are. Yeah, I mean, pretty easy to tell that it's gonna keep going down. I'd say, I mean, what does the daily look like? Yeah, at most, you might see a retail. Oh, whoops. You might see a test up here and then come back down, or two scenarios. Ultimately, though, I think it's gonna go back down to 745. If you're playing this, if you buy puts, what are you looking at? What you're either looking at a 32% drop on the puts or a 44%. So I mean, I can definitely see a full 100% gain on options if you play this. I wouldn't play. I'm trying to get away from options. I'm trying to only do shares to not be too risky. But yeah, I think if you buy like puts right now, you'd be fine. And then if you come over here back to $13, probably double down. But I think ultimately it's gonna come back down to like $7.44. I think what is this, CLSK? Yeah, I think CLSK is going down, man. Low roller coaster scratcher. Bitcoin's chart has the same pattern as 2013 and 2021. Check it out. Let's see. Bitcoin. Yeah, so I don't know if you were in the thing earlier, but I'm still pretty bearish on Bitcoin. Let me see if I can show you guys the chart of what I'm thinking about daily. There we go. So this is what I'm thinking Bitcoin's gonna do. Probably come back down to like maybe 36K retest and then come back down. I think I'm still bearish on Bitcoin, unfortunately, but yeah, I think you're right. I think right now, um, APT. I think Bitcoin right now is still there's still a pretty high chance that it's going to go down. I don't think it's going to rally anytime soon, unless you have a huge random like move to the upside. I think Bitcoin and all crypto in general is still going to be trending down. Unfortunately, what is this APT? So you still have your general trend to the low side. Still going down. I mean, you have nice support here, but it looks like it already broke it. You got support. You got resistance there, probably. Probably here too. Like right there. Yeah, this is just kind of general area where you can expect support and resistance. I mean, the monthly doesn't look good. The weekly doesn't look good. Yeah, I think the next step is gonna be probably like right here. Next step is for APT is probably gonna be somewhere like right here, and then maybe like right there is probably gonna be next support. Probably two supports right there. So definitely not good for APT. I think it's gonna go down because look, I can guarantee you that it had a nice. It broke that. What is it? 618 completely broke it, going down. Where's the next one? Yeah, I can definitely see it keep running down. Unfortunately, that's what it looks like. Whoops. Yeah, I can still see it going down. APT. I don't really think it's gonna recover. It doesn't look like it is. So pretty easily, I think it's gonna hit. I think it's gonna hit lows. I don't think it's gonna bounce. You might see it bounce up here to the 50 MA. You know, if you see the 50 MA kind of continue on like this, whoops, like that, probably like that. You might see something like this, come back up here. But I think ultimately you're still going down. So APT down. It's kind of easy to tell that it's going to continue its downward movement. Roku, Roku, you can actually look to Roku. You can look at my actual YouTube videos. I actually put out a Roku video. I forgot what I was, bearish, bullish, I forgot, but you can actually look at my YouTube videos. I think I did one like a couple days ago. Yeah, so Roku looks like I forgot what it was, but Roku looks like it's gonna keep either going up or down. I actually don't know what I said, but it should be one of the most recent videos I did for my YouTube. So you can look there. Let me see, weekly. So I'll tell you guys this. I don't usually trade patterns. You guys know that I don't like pattern trading, but I actually really like trading the bullish bat, which is this. Bullish bat like that. That's actually one of my favorite candle trading patterns, and that's the only one that I trade. Whoops. So a bullish bat looks like this. Bullish bat generally looks like this. And then you see it run to the upside like that. That actually, you know what? This actually might confuse people, but so let me try this. Bullish bat generally looks like this. That's usually what I look for a bullish bat. And then you see price run like that. So this is mostly the only candle pattern that I look for right here. That's like the only candle pattern that I look for. I don't really trade any other candle pattern apart from this. And this is the one that I found to be the most accurate. So, like that. Generally, this is kind of it, right? Bullish bat, and then boom, run to the upside. That's what I like to trade. The only candle pattern, so I'll give you guys a golden nugget. The only candle pattern that I found that is actually extremely accurate is the bullish bat. That's it. When you see candles, when you see this trading pattern right here, 95% of the time it's gonna break to the upside. It's the only candle pattern I trade. So, you know, moving on from that, it's a little golden nugget that I don't really tell anybody because I don't like to. I'll delete this. If you guys are on my live and you saw that, congratulations. You guys know which candle pattern is actually extremely accurate. So weekly, let's look at the weekly. Weekly. I say still bullish. Monthly. Yeah, we can bear. Weekly looks bullish. And it looks like it's gonna keep the continuation. Daily looks pretty solid. Keep in mind though, you still got that gap running. Yeah, I mean, I'd say for the weekly, I say overall I'm pretty bullish. Let me see. Pretty quick right there. Right there. Probably right here. Probably right there. And then you have another major support down here. Right there, maybe. Yeah, I see it running up. Continuation. I mean, yeah, ultimately, I mean, I see it going up to the high to the next resistance. You might see a retest here, but I mean, I think ultimately it's going back to 80 bucks. Especially because the weekly is still it's looking like it's gonna keep continuing on the bull side. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, maybe like 3 more months of bull movement. Last time you did what? From... Yeah, it already broke that. So at least I can definitely say an $80 APPS. I think it's gonna keep running to the high side. I think APPS looks pretty good. Baba, no, I didn't do Baba yet, but Baba, it's going down to 130. I have a heavy position on Baba for a 130 put. So ATR, I just did it. You can go back on the live. I literally turned in for you to say that. Glad I caught it. Oh, Jeremy, cool. What did I say? What did I say for? What did I say? I don't know. I have no idea what I said that you wanted me to say. But good. I'm glad I helped you out. PLTR. What does PLTR look like? Oh, PLTR. I think it's going back to fill that 30 gap. I don't think I need to do too much TA on PLTR. I think it's pretty bullish. Oh, actually, wait. Let me see. What did it happen last time? Broke down. Yeah, I mean, I'd say bullish. Scenario 1 fills that gap. Scenario 2, you come back here, and then you fill that gap. Weekly looks. Weekly looks. What did we happen last time when we closed on the? Oh, you know what? Actually, never mind. Never mind. We dropped what? $4.58. So I mean, I think for right now I'm still bullish. But once you actually close a bear week on PLTR, maybe expect a $5 drop. So maybe from up here. So back to here. Yeah, so I think if you go up to maybe like here, maybe fill this gap, expect a $5 drop, maybe to like 25, back to 25. But that's something that we have to maybe look at a little bit more in the future. But I think short term, I'm bullish on PLTR, possibly filling this gap here. You might see it come back down and then run, but it looks like it's gonna fill the gap. PLTR looks pretty good. So hopefully that helps you out, Brandon. Nike, we'll look at Nike. Let me see. Damn, Nike I haven't looked at in a while. Talk about a major. Oh, I guess I was right. So I guess I did it back here. Trade sideways down, down, come back, retest, down. So it did come back down, retested, and then drop fully. Yeah, I'm not gonna argue with my past self on TA. So I think it's gonna keep running down to 146. Possibly gonna come down to fill that gap. Daily is bearish. The weekly was bearish on early August, so I would have definitely shorted back here, all the way down to 146. Monthly looks way bearish, and keep it. You know, on average, Nike stays bearish for 3 months. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so 100% bearish on Nike. Possibly going all the way down to fill that gap. So I think right now, you know, it's going to come back down to 146, 147 for Nike, but I think Nike's going back down to fill this gap at 135. I think it's super possible. So, you know, don't be surprised if it actually comes back down here. It still has bear momentum and it keeps going down. So Nike, 100% bearish. And it looks like my forecast is already playing out. So it came down here, retested, and then completely dropped back down. So see? Come back down, retest, come back down. It was either trading sideways and drop, or come back up, drop. I think it's going down to 147, and then ultimately, because everything's bearish, I think it's gonna come back and fill that gap. So I am bearish to Nike at 135. I don't need to do too much TA since I already did it. Can't have a video with GME title and not do a TA. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I actually didn't look at GameStop. So GameStop, I am bearish. I'll let you guys know right off the bat. I'm bearish on GameStop. Ugh. I'm bearish on GameStop going to. So if you don't see GameStop bounce off trend, if you don't see GameStop do something like this and then run up high, then I think GameStop's going down to 150. I don't need to do too much TA on GameStop. There's only two things that are going to play out. So I actually thought that GameStop was going to run and close that gap. Keep in mind, you still have that gap at 290 that's got to get filled. So I'm still bullish on Nike overall, but right now the chart is not looking good for Nike. If it actually breaks trend, I see it going down to 150. If it actually tests trend and then bounces, I see it going back up to 227. But it's just one of those things, you know. The monthly, still bearish. Yeah, the monthly is still bearish. The weekly is about to turn bearish. Last time we went bearish, you dropped what? 227 to 148, like more than $100. So, I wouldn't be surprised to see GameStop drop from 184 down to like 149, possibly even down to $100. So as of right now, I gotta say I'm bearish on GameStop. It's gotta bounce from trend. If it doesn't bounce from trend and go up, it's gonna go down to 150. So give it another what? 1, 2, 3 weeks or so. Just wait and see when it actually closes a bear week, because every single instance of GameStop closing a bear week, it's dropped down. So why would I think anything different now? So if I had to guess, I think GameStop is gonna actually either come down a trend and bounce, or just drop all the way down to 150. My bias right now is telling me that GameStop is gonna drop down to 150. If I had to take a wild guess, I'd say GameStop 150 in the next maybe 2 months. So there's your GameStop TA. Yeah, GameStop I think is going to drop. So unfortunately, Smile Direct Club. Smile Direct Club. Let me see. Smile Direct Club. So this is gonna be the last TA that I do, just because I have not really eaten today, and I want to finish my tacos and stuff. So, this will probably be the last TA that I do for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I love coming on here with you guys. It's always super fun. So it's on, yeah, something like that on the weekly. I'll do one more like right here. But it does. Small Direct looks like it's gonna. I don't know. It might actually surprise. I think Small Direct might actually surprise us pretty soon. I think it's in the. I think right now Small Direct is in an accumulation phase. That's what I think. I think Smile Direct can definitely keep. I think it can go to the upside. But what does trend look like? Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm completely bearish on Small Direct. What does the daily look like? Daily looks bearish. Oh yeah, so it is. It is. It is. So it is following trend. Yeah, so it filled the gap and then dropped. Yeah, I see it drop to $5. I think it's gonna drop to $5. I see it drop to here, possibly run back up here. But keep in mind though, the monthly looks pretty. It looks like it's gonna do bullish. So I wouldn't actually look at Small Direct right now. I would wait till it closes bullish and then see what happens, because I can definitely see a breaking trend, possibly running back up to like $8.52, where there seems to be major resistance there. So I think short term right now, I am bearish towards Small Direct. Um, I can see it doing something like this, but I think if I had to come back on this play, I'd probably wait till the monthly closes bullish, because I can definitely see it at $8. But yeah, I think Small Direct's pretty cool. But I wouldn't play it right now. I think it's too risky. Not until the monthly not until you see a bull close in the monthly. But so with that being said, thank you to everybody for joining. The likes, man, holy crap, 40 likes. I think that's the highest likes I've ever received on any live. So thank you guys so much. Thank you guys for taking time out of your day. I always enjoy everybody coming down. Danny, see you on the Patreon, bro. I'll go back and look at the tickers that everybody requested, and try to go through them today for the ones that I didn't do here at least. Thank you everybody for joining. Thank you for taking time out of your weekend and your Sunday to watching. Thank you to Danny and for Marcos and everybody that gave me a super chat. Always appreciate you guys. Everybody, thank you to Danny. Thank you to Marcos. Thank you to Jarrett. Thank you to Ali or Ali. Thank you to Robert. Thank you to all you guys, man. Camilla, it's the Camilla. Marcos. Thank you to all you guys for consistently being here and supporting the channel, man. I always appreciate it. Spy all time. Hi tomorrow. Yeah, fucking probably, dude. Spy SPY is just weird, man. SPY is just it is gonna close bearish. Keep in mind, it's still gonna close bear for the monthly. Look at that. I still think it's gonna close bear. I still think there's a strong chance that it goes down. But look at the weekly though. The week it's that I can definitely see it at 450 in the next 2-3 weeks or so, man. SPY is just weird, bro. Look at that. Look at these strong moves to the upside. Close the gap already above support. Yeah, 450 looks plausible, honestly. But thank you guys for everything. Thank you guys for coming on. Look at news. I'll look at news right now. I don't even. Oh man, probably some good ass news. Infrastructure deal is passing. Oh, dude, 500 SPY by the end of the week. Fucking crazy. And that actually might rebound crypto too. If it goes to Nas. Oh, you know what? Actually, yeah, let's do Nas really quick before I leave. We'll do NAS. What is NAS? Actually, what is NAS? Nas what? What am I looking at? Is this a crypto? Nas? Nebula? Is this the right ticker? Nas, who asked for it? Mama Ramsey? Mama Ramsey, are you still on? What is Nas? What is Nas? Is that a crypto? I don't know if it's a crypto. If anything, I'll just drop that on a later TA on a separate video. But, thank you everybody for joining. I always appreciate you guys coming on. We'll see what happens. I'm going to look at news right now and probably release a little bit more videos in the coming couple of hours, and we'll see. I'll release a futures video also to see what's going on with futures. You might get a really good response from futures from the infrastructure deal passing. Expect, no, that's somebody's name, Tony. Oh, no, oh, okay. I was like, oh, you meant Nasif, right? Oh, okay. I was like, what's Nas, dude? Is that like a ticker? What the heck? But I'll look at news. I'll look at the futures and see what's going on. Those of you that are part of the Patreon, I am going to be looking at the super secret settings. I'm going to be looking at a couple of charts, just kind of an overview to see what it's working on, whether it works with crypto, with the indices, whether it works with, tech stocks, bio stocks, whatever. I'll try to make a really good description. Valak? Yeah, it's someone's name. I completely did. I was like, I thought it was a ticker. I'm like, what's Nas, man? What's the ticker for Nas? I thought it was like the Nas 100 or the Nas 30 or whatever. With that being said, that's a good laugh from everybody, from you guys. Thank you. Have a great weekend. Always appreciate everybody coming on. Have a great day, guys. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for coming on. And I'll see you guys for the next live on the next weekend. I'll try to do these more often, but for the most part right now, we'll stick to, just one live during the weekend, and it'll be, good for about that. So I'll see you guys later. Have a great weekend. Bye, guys. Have a great day. Bye.